Brzezinski theorem. What is this theorem telling us? Prices of the goods are given to us. Yes. Supply of one of the factor increases. Yes. Then the supply of the good which is going to use that factor intensively, that is going to increase, while supply of the other good is going to decrease. So for example, cloth is a labor intensive technology, and let's say food is a capital intensive good, and supply of labor is going to increase. When supply of labor is going to increase, so which good is using labor more intensively? Cloth. So supply of cloth is going to increase, and supply of the good which is not using this labor intensively, that supply is going to fall. Uh, uh, So the supply of the good which is using this factor intensively, which factor? Whose supply has increased, whose endowment has increased. The supply of that good is going to increase, while the supply of the good which is not using this factor, which factor? Whose supply has increased. The supply of that good is going to fall. Which good? The good which is not using this factor intensively, right? So supposedly, if the supply of labor is going to increase, so first of all, you have the PPF like this, and you have the labor constraint, capital constraint, uh, and we know that at the full employment, let's say I'm producing here at point A. So the moment labor endowment is going to increase, my labor constraint is going to shift up like this. It's going to shift up like this. So what happens? Economy is going to move from point A to point B. There is no change in the capital constraint. There is no change in the capital constraint. And what happens out here is that the amount of cloth which was being produced is going to increase now, and the amount of food which is now being produced is going to fall. So earlier QC1, QF1 amount of cloth and food were being produced. Now the amount of cloth is going to increase and amount of food is going to decrease, right? The supply of that good which uses labor intensively is going to increase. And that is what Brzezinski theorem is going to tell you. And the supply of the good which is not using labor intensively, that is going to fall. So in other words, you can say that what is this theorem demonstrating? That how the changes in endowment is going to affect the output of the goods being produced in the economy, right? So how changes in endowment affect the outputs of the goods when full employment is maintained. When full employment is maintained, right? Okay, we'll take the discussion further. You have L upon K? Yes. I can write L as the amount of labor which is being used in cloth plus the amount of labor which is being used in food upon K. I can write like this. I can write it like this. Yes, I can write it like this. Okay. Can I write it like this? This doesn't change anything. Does it? No, it doesn't change anything. Can I write it like this? Right? I can write it like this. No? So this L by K, it could be written as the weighted average of L and K in cloth and food. So this is L by K in cloth. This is L by K in food. So this total L by K could be written as the weighted average. This total L by K, it could be written as the weighted average of L by K in cloth and food sector. And what are the weights? Weights are this. These are the weights. These are the weights. Kc by K and Kf by K. Right. Now suppose labor supply in the economy has increased, and you have kept LC by Kc and LF by Kf constant. That is the labor to capital ratio in cloth and the food sector is constant. Fair enough. Right. And labor supply has increased. So what will happen? So keeping these constant, Kc by K will increase. And Kf by K is going to fall. This guy is constant, but labor supply has increased, right? So you will have to increase or decrease something so that you can keep everything constant, right? I mean, basically, L has increased, so this numerator has increased. So you want to show an increase in this part also. But this guy and this guy, they are constant, right? Why we are saying Kc by K is going to increase and Kf by K is going to fall? Because cloth is a labor intensive technology. And you have to use both labor and capital in the production of the cloth. So the amount of capital is also going to increase in the cloth sector, and the amount of the capital is going to fall in the food sector because of that also, right? But the problem is that the amount of K is fixed. So how can Kc by K is going to increase? When K is fixed and you are saying Kc by K is increasing, so that means Kc is increasing. K is fixed and you are saying Kf by K is falling, so that means Kf is falling. So what are you saying? You are saying that capital is moving from the food sector to the cloth sector. No? You're getting what I'm trying to say. That LC by KC and L by KF are kept constant. These ratios are kept constant. L has increased. So this LHS has increased. You want to show an increase in RHS also. These two are constant. So how you can show? I mean, logically speaking, you will have to increase Kc by K and decrease Kf by K, right? And decrease Kf by K. But K is also constant. The amount of capital is not changing. So when Kc by K is increasing and K is constant, that means Kc is increasing. Kf by K is falling and K is constant. So that means Kf is falling. That is there. Fair enough. Okay. Now, when capital is moving from the cloth sector, from the food sector to the cloth sector, what is happening then? When amount of, I mean, what is L by K in the cloth sector? LC by KC. KC is increasing, so that would mean LC by KC is falling. What is L by K in the food sector? LF by KF. KF is falling. KF is falling, so LF by KF is increasing. But you want to keep LC by KC and LF by KF constant. You want to keep LC by KC and LF by KF constant. So how you can do that? If you want to keep LC by KC constant when KC is increasing, so what do you have to do? You have to increase LC. You want to keep LF by KF constant when KF is falling. What do you have to do? You have to decrease LF, right? You have to decrease LF. So what is happening is that labor is also moving from food to cloth sector. Labor is also moving from food to cloth sector, right? Capital is moving from food to cloth sector. Labor is also moving from food to cloth sector. Naturally, the amount of cloth is going to increase and amount of food is going to fall in the economy. So as a result, economy produces more cloth and less food, as your Rybczynski theorem is telling, as what your Rybczynski theorem is telling, right? Okay, beta. Thank you.